Hey there, this is Chad from Zombie Fight Shark. Welcome back to our Grain series. This is episode 7, final episode. We're going to talk about the back of Grain, and we are going to summarize and put together a patch using all of the things we've learned. So real quick, let's just look at the back. This is not as complicated as a lot of other Reason synthesizers are. We've got sequencer control, gate, and CV. We got pitch bend and mod wheel, and then we got CV ins and outs, and then we got our audio out. I mean, pretty basic. We will see if we can use some of these, and as we summarize everything here. Your CV ins and outs, if you haven't seen those before, CV is controlled voltage, and if you're going to use those, then you're going to have to go to your modulation matrix and see there's your inputs where you can route something from somewhere else, and then on your destinations there's your CV outputs, so you can route something out. So like, just for example, LFO1, because I love using LFOs as examples, to CV out 1. And then you determine how much you want to route it out, and then whatever waveform I've selected here is now going out of CV output 1. So I'll throw a quick patch together to illustrate that. Alright, so real quick here, just so you can see what CV in and out does. I have taken the LFO out of this subtractor here, and I've run it into CV in 1 on the back of Grain, and then CV out, I have run it into the pitch of this subtractor. Then on the modulation piece of it, on the modulation matrix, LFO1 to CV out 1, that's this guy here, going to pitch. Then CV1, that's the input, CV1 input, going to, and I have it routing to speed, actually. So let's record a sample real quick. Hey there, how's it going? There's our sample. Now, first, so you can see CV out going to pitch. This is just a generic bass guitar patch that the subtractor opens with. So you can kind of see what it's doing there. I'm controlling the pitch using this LFO out. Now let's do the opposite. So again, I've run LFO 1 into modulation there, into CVN 1, and this is LFO 1 on the subtractor. And so let's switch over to the Grain, and it's controlling CV1 in, speed, it's slowing it down. We'll make it by 50% here.
Hey there, how's it going? 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 There, how's it going?
So you see, as it's getting, it's not moving anything, but our speed, I changed the LFO to this ramp, so it's going from fast to slow, so it gets to a point where it gets real slow. So just like that. And we've talked about this many times before, but if you are someone who likes to see the knobs move, then you first undo that, delete that, combine, and instead of routing it to here, so we're going to route it to CV1 up here, and then on Grain we're going to do this, CV input 1, going to speed, and you can get much more specific here. So we're just going to go from 100% to 20%. Hey there, how's it going? Hey there, how's it going? Hey there, and if you look right here, and then it's going to reset. Hey there, how's it going? Hey there, how's it going? And that's this LFO right here that's controlling that. So we were doing the same thing just a second ago, you just didn't get to see the knob move. So when you combine it and you route it that way, then that's what that gets you. All right, now let's build an actual patch. All right, so I have an empty grain here. We're gonna try to use as many of the tricks and stuff as we learned all through this. So first, I'm gonna actually sample my voice here. Hello. All right, so, and you can see it analyzed it there for me. Thank you. So I didn't have to analyze it myself. Appreciate that. Then, and I did a long one because if you want to make a, it just gives you more to play with. All right, so hello. Let's do a forward backward loop. You know what? Let's do one better. Let's go to envelope 1. And just a reminder, that's our motion envelope. And we're gonna set it to loop. Now let's slow it down. Now I think we need to spread that a little more. Now let's make it a little spacier by adding reverb. And we're going to add a phaser as well. So it's already starting to sound a little more interesting. Let's strengthen it by adding this oscillator. So that's fine, but that oscillator is pretty frequency rich. So we're going to apply envelope 2 and velocity. We want it to apply evenly everywhere. So envelope 2 is this guy here. Let's slow that down. Let's do the 12 dB low pass. All right, now we're going to incorporate our LFOs. So let's see what, if we do LFO 1 to that ramp, we're going to do a slow ramp, and we're going to point it at the frequency there on our filter and see how it does. We're going to go negative because we want it to sweep down, but not all the way, not 100%. okay with it so far, but I feel like this could be a little bit more interesting. So we're going to edit Y position. And we're going to make it just hop around a little bit here and there. Let's see how that does. Slow it down some more. Right now, our sample is kind of being overridden by our oscillator, so that's a little better. Let's turn the global position on, and we're going to do add a little bit of jitter to this. We'll back off our phaser a little bit here. We don't need that much. So every once in a while you just get that hello little chipmunk in there. Maybe, let's see, if we chop that much off. Alright, now what else can we do to this beast? Let's do... not that much. So let's play with grain length and rate, see how that treats us. We'll turn the oscillator off. Yeah, I don't think we need the oscillator anymore. I'll tell you what we'll do though. We're going to turn it way down. Just adding some real soft noise in the background. And so just taking my own advice, I'm going to see what spectral grains and grain oscillator tapes sound like. So spectral grains. So that kind of turned it into a almost like a chorus patch. I'm going to cut some of the low end. That's interesting. It's interesting. It just takes it in a different direction. So let's see, grain oscillator. to take LFO2 and slow it way down, and I want it to sweep this oscillator, which is just noise. I want it to sweep that in and out. So let's give that a try and see what it does. So LFO2, and we're going to direct it to oscillator level, and let's see how it does. Let's back it off. Let's make that global. Maybe put a little delay on it too while we're at it. Now I want to play with the mod wheel some with this patch, so I'm going to assign the mod wheel to my rate and my grain length. So we are on long grains, rate spacing, and then length. And let's see, right now we're at 43 and 42. All right, so we want it to just kind of keep them around the same here, but and while we're at it, let's go ahead and assign another mod wheel source, and we're going to go to resonance. So it'll boost that resonance when we move the mod wheel. Let's go more. Now it's starting to self-oscillate. Back it off a little. Back off the reverb. And I'm fine with that. Let's go negative with our rate. Now we're not routing our sample into our filter. Let's see what that does. And I want velocity on. Alright, so now we're going to do something a little different here. I'm going to turn my distortion on. Okay, now we're going to add an additional destination for the mod wheel, and it's going to be distortion amount. So when you're all the way at 100%, then you don't have anywhere to go. So yeah, if I do negative 100, it takes it away. But if I do positive 100, I'm already at 100%, so it's not going to do anything. So we're going to back this off because I want it to be clean. Maybe I don't want it that distorted. Yeah, that's not bad. I want this pitch bend to go a fifth when I go down and up. Yeah, I think with what we have to work with, which just a reminder, hello, is that. Hello. Not much to write home about, to be honest. And that's what we end up with. And just for fun there it is on the low end. And now that is a very different sound. Maybe that's where we should have been focusing all along, huh? So hopefully this gives you some ideas and shows you the power that is Grain in all its majesty. So thank you for coming along with me on this journey as we explored Grain Sample Manipulator and Reason. And I hope you've learned some things. I certainly learned a lot. And I look forward to seeing you again. Cheers.